It's Gary with SocrPro. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can take a video that you shoot, upload into your account, do the coaching analysis, and then send it and share it to the other player. Now, not only will we be able to share it with them, we will actually be able to send it right to their account so they keep the video, the coaching video, in their account with all of your coaching analysis and coaching tips in it. And if they want, they can also take the video and break it down to make highlights. Now in this case, this is a player that I train individually for another purpose at Soccer Labs. And I just went to the game and I shot the video for her because I wanted to see the way she plays on the field. And the reality is most of the coaches aren't doing any breakdown. So if you want, you can always make your player smarter so that she or he plays better out on the field, because a smarter player is always going to be a better player. And one thing that is always critically important is to play smart, because you can play hard, you can play with heart, you can run all day long, but if you're not playing smart, you're just running around in circles, putting out a lot of effort for not a lot of effect. So in this video, all I'm going to do is look at coaching analysis, all right? I am not going to look at any sort of time of possession or passes connected, passes lost, or any of those things. I'm simply going to look at one player and focus on things that this one player can do better so she can be a smarter, better player that's more effective in the game. All right, now I've loaded this video into my editor and I'm going to show my tags, because this way I can add tags and coaching tips into the video. And I'm going to stop and start the recording of this video because I don't think you need me to watch as I go through the whole video. I'll just stop and start at the appropriate points and then show you how I add the coaching tips into this video. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pause the video for a minute here. I'm gonna go through the video and then I'll start recording when I add my first coaching tip. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. One thing I forgot to mention, when I watch these games, we have the ability to speed it up just a little bit. And it's actually a really great speed just for doing the coaching analysis. So if you see now, I have things going just a little bit faster, not double speed, but maybe 1.25 as fast as a normal game. And this helps me get through the game a lot faster. I said I was going to stop at the first coach's tip and show you how I was doing it, but started watching the game and got distracted. Anyhow, I've got a couple coaching tips in here. I also have been tagging the goals. Not that it matters, it's just like sometimes I like to watch them, so I tag it. And then when they watch the video, they can just use the jump filter and jump to the goals. So I put that in there because it takes 0 time just to click this button. You know, as the video is playing, you just click it, tag gets put in, and that's it. Super simple. But in this case, I'm going to add a coach's tip in here. This is one of the things I see these youth players do all the time. They don't recognize that they're always playing back into pressure, especially if you're a center midfielder, that sort of thing. You want to take that ball and get it from pressure into open space. And of course, we want to make the other team run as much as possible. So let's get them running side to side, chasing that ball and tiring them out. But also, I don't want the ball going straight up the field, and I certainly don't want it going right back into pressure from the direction it came, or going right into pressure in the middle of the field. It's not effective. You can beat bad teams that way, but you can't beat good teams that way. So here she is in the middle here, and she just got the pass from this side, and now she's going to play it right back, okay? So what I want to do is I want to show her how much space she's giving up to play back into pressure. So all I'm going to do is put in my coach's tip, and I'll put in my text here. I put it up here just to get it out of the way so it's easy to see. Now I've brought this point up in multiple coaches tips. Here you can see this one back here. It was the same thing. So I'm not going to explain it again. I'm just going to keep it real short. Okay. Now I'm done typing, and now what I'm going to do is show the area, because this is one of the things I use a lot. I like to demonstrate and show them just how much space they're giving up. You know, there's just so much empty space, you know, and when you put this area box in here, it makes it so much easier for them to see just how much space they're giving up, okay? And of course, play the ball this way. She's already coming up this way calling for the ball. You can see it. And this player is available here as well. So that's it. Now, when I'm done, I just hit the play button and keep watching the game. All right, I'll stop at another coach's tip or two. I'm not sure how many I'll stop at. I want to get this done and delivered. So I'll just stop for now. All right, I finished here. And in this game, it really wasn't against a good team. So what I really want to do is focus on one thing. And, well, good team, bad team, that's what I typically will do. I try not to overload the kids with too many things to think about, because my philosophy is if you give them too many things to think about, you'll accomplish nothing. So what I usually like to do is focus on one main topic, maybe two, but typically I try to really focus in on one thing. If I can improve one thing per game, if I can get them to think about one thing and develop that habit, then I can work on the next thing. And then game after game after game, this repetition really starts to build and make them much smarter players. So let me just give you a little idea what I did here. I'll just come in here, oops, click on a couple. So simple text. Here we're adding text and an arrow and space, area. This is a typical thing that I do. I will usually put in the text. I like to show the area and just show them some direction of where they should be going. In this case, my primary objective here is to get her to start transitioning the ball, because she's a center mid. She gets the ball and plays it up the middle far too much. What I want my center mids to do is get the ball, transition it, and move it the other way out of pressure into the open space. So you'll see a lot of these coaching tips here are showing just where all the open space is. Oops, I blasted through that one too quick. And that one was a little different on the theme. There's a couple times where she's not getting goal side, she's not getting into position defensively and leaving some dangerous situations. So those I'll point out. But, again, for the most part, what I'm really trying to do, this is another one of those. But for the most part, what I'm trying to do is get her to understand that laterally, not straight ahead all the time. We can't play the soccer ball straight ahead and beat good teams. You can beat bad teams. You can beat average teams on athleticism just by beating them one-on-one. But if you want to score against good teams, you have to move the ball laterally. You have to create a lot of confusion. You have to create transition play where they're moving from one side to the other and leaving gaps and things open, because confusion creates opportunity. Opportunity creates score. And you'll probably see this with a lot of your teams. You'll see good athleticism. You'll see good ability in the players. And then you'll find they lose against teams that don't appear to be as athletic or skilled as your team. Well, usually that comes down to the fact they don't move the ball properly. They don't create the openings. They play everything up the channel in the center. So when they actually get in front of the goal, it looks like you can't finish. It's like, oh, why can't our team finish? Well, they can't finish because everyone's in the middle. And when you're trying to kick the ball through a whole bunch of players, it doesn't work. So you have to spread those players out. You have to create the gaps. You have to create the openings. And then you can work the ball back into the middle for those shots that actually work versus everyone in the middle. You got 5 offensive, you got 7 defensive players, just nowhere to go with the ball. You see that a lot. Now, if your team struggles to score, if they struggle to finish, really look at that, because it's very often the case. All right, so I've just got these in, let's see, where else do we have here? Yeah, so you'll see the theme is the same over and over in most of these coaches' tips. Now what I'm going to do is just save it, right? I'm going to, actually I'm going to come in and save the project. By default, it saves it by the video name and the date. What I want to do, though, is change it to the actual game date versus the day that I'm working on it. Okay, so we'll save that. And now I'm going to create the video. From one video, I can create highlights. I can create highlight segments. I can create a continuous highlight video where all the highlight segments are put together in one continuous video where they fade in and fade out and then put the focus animation. And those are the kind of videos you typically will see for college recruiting. Coaching video is what I'm going to produce. And then the last one is the private lesson. A private lesson is nothing more than a coaching video, except it's going to 1 or 2 or 3 specific people. And typically what I use this for is when I want to criticize someone because they've done something really bad, but I don't want to do it in the main video, but I have to correct it, right? I just don't want to humiliate them, or, I want to follow that policy of compliment in public and criticize in private. So in this case, we're just going to make a coaching video. The coaching video is going to capture all those coaching tips, all the tags, and put it into this educational style of video. It's going to save the project again. And again, I'll name it. This name doesn't have to match the project name. It can, or whatever you want to call it. Just like any other document you have on your computer, you can do a save as, and just name them anything you choose. And that's it. Now this video is going to go into queue. It's going to get rendered. It's going to automatically show up in my account, and then I can share it into her account. I can actually push the video into her account so that she can keep it forever. And if she wants a copy of the original video, she can take that. Anyone on the team can take the video and make highlight videos, coaching videos, chop it up any way they want, and it never affects the source video. So it's a very effective way of having one person get the video. One person uploads the video. So you have one source video, but the whole team, the coach, the players, the parents, everyone gets to use that video for whatever purpose they want, but it never affects the source video. So one video, unlimited usage. All right? Well, this is it. I will show you later how I share this video, and then how I make it available for them to have the original source video. So if they want to keep it forever in their account, they can, or they can just watch it once and be done with it, whatever their choice is. Okay, this is Gary. I will see you in the next video after this gets rendered and made available for the final production so that they can watch it. Alright, this video is now done. As you can see here by the status, I have one video in my coaching videos, and all I have to do to share this now is click on the Share This Video button. I can take this link and send it to anyone. I can copy this, put it in social media. I can do all sorts of things with this. This is a direct link to the video. Now, can anyone watch it? Well, it depends how I set this. So here, I have it set to public. Anyone can view. But I can change that in any one of these categories at any time. And as soon as I change it, it changes the status. So if I say only I can view this video, or maybe I only want someone on my team to be able to view this video, once I hit update, that's it. No one else can watch it. Only these people can watch it. These are live, real-time updates, and I can update this anytime I want. So if I want to change it from one status to another, that's it. Now it's updated. So for me to share this video, I'll just copy this, and that's it. Now, just to simulate, I'm going to show you what happens when I put it into a web browser. And this is what other people are going to see, whether they're logged in, whether they have an account of SocrPro or not. Now, off to the left, we have different statistical things. This is really more for fun as they view it. But now the game will play, and at every coach's tip, it's going to stop and display the coach's tip. But if I want to, I can just click and filter. Now in this case, I haven't really tagged this video. All I did was put in the goals, you see here. So I can jump right to the goals. I'm actually going to stop that. I can jump right to the goals. So if I want to just jump, it takes me right here to the goal score. And there's the score. Now if I click the jump button again, it takes me to the next score. Okay, all of these things get created by the tags that you put into your video. So all these filters become available if you tag the video. As I said at the start, I did not tag this video because I was going to focus on a very specific mission for this player, because what I'm really working on is game intelligence. Showing someone corner kicks or, those sorts of things, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I only put in the goals just because the kids like watching themselves or their team score the goal. But I can do the same thing with coach's tips. All right, now I can jump right to a coach's tip. All right, And the kids can do this as well. Personally, I don't like when they jump right to the coach's tips, even though we offer that availability, because I want them to watch the video and see the build up to it. But the reality is, if you're in a 90-minute game and you're trying to do a video session with people and you don't have 90 minutes to spare, well, just click this and start jumping right to the coaching tips. Get to the salient points that you want to talk about and start talking about them. Obviously, in this video, my big theme was I want them to transition the ball from side to side better. A big problem this team is having is they don't transition the ball. This player is a center mid. One of her primary missions is to get the ball from one side to the other side, make that transition, shift the whole point of attack, make the defenders run a lot, and make it easier to get the ball up the field. So you keep seeing this recurring theme over and over. This is a defensive one. But again, these are the types of things that I like about coaches' tips. It puts the game intelligence into the system. Really, who cares about a lot of the statistics if they don't understand what is driving those statistics? If they're getting a bad percentage of passes connected, well, why? What are they doing wrong? And if we can show them that transitioning the ball into the open space instead of trying to play it up through pressure is going to give them a better pass connected percentage, the first thing they need to understand is that they need to do that action. They need that game intelligence first. So again, we can jump. These were actually multiple defensive tags or coaches tips. And then a lot of times I like to put in, like this one, is a compliment. There has to be a ratio of how many compliments you put in versus how many corrections you put in. So I really like to point out the things that they're doing well, because I know if I tell them they're doing something well, I'll get more of that. And if I tell them to fix something, I get less of it. So between the two, I'm getting a better player. I'm getting more of what I like. I'm getting less of what I don't like out of a player. So let's jump back though. I get caught up in all this. There's other ways that you can share this video. Okay, you can just send it through email. You can just put their email address in here and send it. Okay, you can send it to a specific user. So if you know who the user is, you can just put their name in here. And now I'm going to send it to this person. Now they will have that video right in their shared videos. So they have it, okay? If I want to share it through groups, I can do that. So if I take this video, oops, bounce back. If I take this video and share it, I can send it right to a full group. So now everyone in this group, it can be 10 people, 20 people, 1,000 people. And this is most commonly used for parents, right? You're not going to let maybe the parents into your groups or into your team environment. Maybe you want to just create a group for the parents and then just send them the videos that way. Here you can send it to your team. If I click on this, it's going to go to all the team members that I have loaded for that team. In this team, I only have Sally Joe and Sally Joe Fake. But then you would click it, send it, same thing, would go right into their shared video. They'd go right into their mobile app, and that's all you have to do to share these videos. All right, that's it. That's how easy the system is. Now I'm going to show you another trick, but I'm going to have to go into the other account. So I'm going to stop the recording now. I'm going to bounce into another account, and I'm going to show you another capability that the system has that is pretty unique. All right, I'll see you in the next video. All right, now I've switched accounts, and I'm in the person's account that actually is receiving the video that I shared. So what you can see is that they have no videos of their own that they've done, but they have a shared video, the one I shared. Now let's say we come back here and just go to the regular videos. You can see that I have a notification, or he has a notification. So I come into my notifications and I see that someone has shared a video with me, and I can go to the shared media section or watch the video straight away just by clicking on this link. So I can either watch it or I can go there and see what it is. And of course, once I'm here, I can share it. I can play it. I can see who the video owner is. I can see who shared it with me. And I can bookmark it. So now I can either watch this video from the link that was sent to me, or because it's in my account, I can just watch it directly. This is how it will look when you share to your team or you share to a specific person that has an account within SocrPro. So everything will just come right into their account and be available for them. Then they can look at bookmark videos, shared with team videos, all these different filters to see what they want to watch. Because this is only one video, but over the course of a season or a couple seasons, they may end up with quite a few videos inside their account. So we try to make sure that it's easy to find all the different videos, and even if they want to find them by different dates, all sorts of different filters to make life easy. So that's it. Now this person can watch the video, they can learn from the video, they can share the video if they want, they can do all sorts of things. Alright, this is Gary with SocrPro. I'm going to call this video an end, and I'll get into some other tricks and tips that you can do. I'm going to show you some other ways that the editor works so that you can get other people to edit your videos, other people to work on your projects, and make your life easier, because you only have so much time, and you're going to need some help to be effective coaching on the field, and of course making sure that you are making smarter players that win more games. All right, you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.